Stampers and Crafters. It is Kevon from ktstamps.com, creating cards for you. How are you this beautiful Wednesday? A wonderful hump day. And you guys all know what it is. It's all about the sketches today. So I have this fabulous sketch that came from Sketch Inspiration. And it is this great card using circles. And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes circles can make me a little dizzy. So I got a couple of cards here for you. And I just want you to relax, enjoy. It could be 7 o'clock at your time. Have a drink if you need a drink. It's 4 o'clock here in the Pacific Northwest. So this is time just to relax and enjoy something great to happen. So my first card that I am creating is a card from the Zany Zoo. Love this. Love, 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 love this. So I wanted to put together something that looks just a little bit different, but is kind of a little bit fun. And it's all about birthdays. And I thought this is kind of fun that you could do for male, female, kids, adults. So this is going to be our first card that we are creating. Our second card that we are creating is a monochromatic card. And it has all to do with our lemon lime twist. Now this one may be a little bit harder to see. I added just a little bit of black here, and then I said because you're awesome. And this is the stamp, okay, from Circle Saying, and it's this just beautiful stamp of water, sun, moon, sunset, and the birds. And so I just wanted to put that on here so we just have a little bit of fun coming our way. So we're going to do this first card. I'm going to leave this out here at the side so you can see. But before we do that, I have to talk about this Zany Zoo. Oh my God, I love this. I didn't think I would like it as much. It has fabulous animal characters on the front, and I of course love animals. I have 4 chickens and 3 cats, and on the inside they have some beautiful dies, and again, these are just red rubber stamps. Now I want to bring in the paper, and the paper is called Zoo Crew. Now, a couple of things that you have to know about the Zoo Crew is that on each one, okay, and it looks like on some of them, we may get a couple of, I guess it's just one. We will get one die that fits on each paper. As you guys can see, I cut my halves, okay, from the top and the bottom. But this one has the alligator on the bike. All right, if we go to our next one, and then our next one has, and I have to make sure that I get, has our little raccoon, all right, with the balloons. And then the next couple that we have, that's what the best part of this is. It has to do with the singing turtle. Okay, so the singing turtle is this one. Any other animal that you want, you will have to freehand cut out. Let's see what else we can find here on this next one. All right, it is, love this one. I gotta look at the front, and it is Nope. I don't know where that went to. And I know it isn't this one. Oh my goodness. I lost a... Let me see if I can find it. Oh my God, I lost one of the dies. It is the tiger will be the next one. And I don't know where my little tiger one is. I used it and I don't have the faintest idea where it went to. All right. The next one then will be our skunk. And here's our skunk. Skunk with a bluebird. And then, as you guys know, the one that I don't have is, oh, the other one that nope. I used all the paper to my llama. And then the last one, is this this has to be the bear. There we go. There, or excuse me, the lion, the tiger, the panther. It all fits. So only one of these works per, okay, cards. Otherwise, like my favorite is the hippo. So I, of course, have to cut out my hippo. So that's what happens with our Zany, or our zoo crew. So again, it's very important that you know, and I think circles are one of the best things that we can use. Also, with our circles, I just pulled out a 2 1/4. If you do not have this punch, then go ahead and get the stylish shapes. It'll have something in there that matches. This is our new 2 3/8 circle punch, and it goes, it's a bundle with our circle saying. All right, so it's a good deal. Then I used, on the little circle itself, I used the Splash 3D embossing folder. And I've already done that here. All right, this is on, and I didn't talk about that, on the back of all the papers, there's different black and white designer series paper. So it's really awesome to be able to have something like that and be able to use it. So on the back of our first one, and I will find it. It's the one that has a crocodile. Okay. Oh, I guess it didn't come from this one. I thought for sure it came from this one. But maybe I don't know. One of those days that I am crazy enough. Yes. I couldn't remember. It's from the llama one. All right. And that is 1.5 inches by 4 inches. And as you can see, again, I just punched out the bottom and I went with a different bottom. I decided that why not go with the sloth doing yoga. Love that. And then I just have the designer series paper. You will also cut out 2 of these 4 by 5 1/4. One will go to the inside and one will do our circles. So that's what we are doing today. As usual, we are also going to be celebrating something great and having the raccoon with the balloons. So those are coming up. Our colors will be pool party. All right, colors will be pool party and lemon lime twist. So that's what we are using today. So I punched everything out so we have it ahead of time, so then it doesn't, I'm trying to get these videos to be a little bit less time so you guys can just put everything together. But I want to make sure that we get these done so you can get 2 cards out of this today. So then we have our circle that we've already punched out, and I punched that with the 2 3/8. I hand cut the ram, okay, and put a big piece of the foam adhesive sheet on it. I've already cut out the piece that is 1.5 by 4. And now I have 2 of these. So we're going to start with this, and we're going to start our punching. So what I did is that I went in, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but, and sorry about my computer, but inside here, there is a V. Let me see if I can turn it this way. And if you don't, take a look in your punches from Stampin' Up. When you push that punch up, it lands right in the middle. And what I did was that I put a marker as Sharpie on both sides so I knew where the halfway mark was. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just going to bring this in here. I'm going to give it my best eyeball, and if you want to measure to make sure that the sides are even, please feel free. Some people like to punch and put your other punch in and then go ahead and punch out the next one. I'm just eyeballing it. All right, I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Take it down where the V's are, and I'm just going to center it, eyeball center it. All right, give it a punch. So these we can use on a different project. So that's what I did with this. And I did this 2 different ways. This card, I popped up. All right, with my photo or my mono card, I put this part down, and then I pop the circles up, or the half circles up. Okay, so I have to grab my oh, there they are. And these are my foam adhesive sheets that I cut up. So now all we're going to do with this, because we're going to start to put it together, let's start off a little bit slower. Let's go ahead. The first thing we want to do is bring in our silicone pad, and we're also going to bring in our Stampin' Seal, and we are just going to put some adhesive. And again, I'm doing a thing where I just eyeball this. All right, and I want the curves going up. All right, so I'm using a lot of different a lot of our Zoo Crew Designer Series paper. Then I'm just going to decide which way do I like my splats, and I am going to use the splats where it ends up being embossed. I'm going to deboss or put glue on the deboss side. And again, when you're using mono glue, then you want to make sure that you just put a little bit on. And the reason that I put glue on this is that sometimes when you press to pull your tape, it will lose a little bit of its embossing. So I want to make sure that I'm really smart about that. And then all I did was cut a long one of these, and I am just going to take off the backing and put it in the center. I did not color this. I did not do anything else with this. I just left it exactly like it is. From here then, we are going to take our, and I cut big ones, our big adhesive foam, and I am just laying them in the corner so it will really pop this up. one's going to be more of a center one. I want to make sure that this does not show on the outside. All right, so here we go. I just used 5. And so now I'm taking this off. All right, and from here, we are just going to stick this on top, trying to look about what is even at the top and what is even at the sides. So that's what I'm looking for. Now these, because they are weirdly cut, it almost looks like we're on a loop of some type of a movie camera, we're going to add these. And all I'm going to do is glue them down or adhere them down with tape. And I couldn't find anything where the head was at the top and the tail was at the bottom, so I just did the best that I could. All right, now let's see, there we go. So now I'm going to bring this back in. I have my tweezers. I have my tweezers, so I can just lay this in here, and I want to make sure that the bottom is even with the top. A little bit crooked, but good enough, I think. I don't know if I'm going to be able to take this off. Sorry, I'm doing some surgery right now. I want to make sure. So from here, there we go. And so then I have my sloth on one side, and now we're coming into our namaste moment with the sloth on the top. All right, so that's what the front of our card looks like. Isn't it sweet? I love this. I love this. So now I'm going to bring in, oh, this is red rubber. My bad. So I'm going to bring in the 2 stamps that we're going to be using. And my first one will be with Lemon Lime Twist. And we're going to just have something great to celebrate. Yoo-hoo! All right. And then we're bringing in our pool party. And we are going to put our little raccoon right in the corner. Again, if you'd like to color that in, please feel free. I think everybody has, you know, your own ideas. And 1, please case my cards. 2, if you want to change them anyway, please do so. And 3, put them on the bottom of my Facebook page so I can see what beautiful work you do. I love seeing what people do. Whether you're a demonstrator, whether you're not a demonstrator, yes, please, just do this. If you think that this is cute enough, go ahead and go for it, okay? I love it. And I am so glad that I can share this with you. So there's our first card, and our first card is down, with the exception of our envelope. So I'm just going to get back out my pool party. And I am going to bring back out my little raccoon. And I am going to punch it right at the corner. Now, one of the things that I have heard from a friend of mine who worked at the post office, and that is, make sure that when you send a birthday card, you don't write happy birthday on it, because most people know that people are looking for, or that you're sending cards or money. It's better that you put something else on the card, or if you send it and you do put happy birthday on the outside, then don't send any money, because these are the #1 mail that everybody steals. Stuff like that. Sad, but very true. So please make sure that you guys are careful about that. All right. So we have one card down and we have one more to go. But before we move on, can you guys see the difference in the punches? So this is the punch that I used, was my 2 1/4 that I made the smaller, okay, punches with. So when you are putting this card together, make sure that you have something a little bit smaller. All right. So now we're going to get right into our monogrammatic card. All right. And this card is all made with our circle sayings. And it also comes, the paper comes from the glorious Gingham 6x6. I love this. And one thing I didn't show on the Zoo Crew, and that is you have a listing of all the colors that are involved on the back of Stampin' Up's paper. So this one has berry burst, blueberry bushel, lemon lime twist, pecan pie, and purdy peacock. And these are all the difference. There's really just two. You have the small little gingham and you have the larger gingham. All right, and this is our blueberry. This is our lemon lime. And as you can see, they're just big and small. There isn't anything else but that. This is our pretty peacock. This is our berry burst. And the last one that we have here is our pecan pie. I really like it. It's a lot softer than, pecan pie is a lot softer than our brown that we had. Oh, golly, why can't I remember it? I can't remember the last one that we had. Soft succulent, soft, it's a soft brown color. Boy, that's awful. It retires and my mind just goes blank. All right, so we are bringing out the next pieces that we need. And we have our lemon lime twist. That again is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We have our piece of basic white, which is 4 by 5 1/4. And I want to just take a look at this because it looks like it's a little bit off. Then we have our other piece, and we'll do this in the bigger or the larger gingham, and this is 4 by 5 1/4. So these two are exactly the same. Then I did the black in the painted texture 3D embossing folder, and this is so awesome. Let me see if I can. I love this. Debossed and embossed just kind of gives you that little texture to your paper, and it reminded me of just like waves, being around with some waves. And then I have my piece that is a 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. I have the Because You Are Awesome stamp that came from here, and I think I'm going to add a little bit of flowers or thinking of you or sending you or something. I want to have a little bit, maybe I might go with that's what I'll do. I'm going to go with being on the beach, all the shells. So I've got to make sure that I take that out to remember it. And so I'll probably add a little bit of black to this. And whenever you are, I might as well talk about this right now, whenever you are dealing with photopolymer stamps, you want to make sure that you put them down and just let them be, because they can move and make different shapes. By just putting them down, then you can add your stamp on top, okay? And then it kind of goes back its own little direction, especially when you're talking about this Celebrate stamp. I mean, it's kind of crazy. It moves all over the place. So you just want to be able to put it down, let it kind of rest, let the weight kind of fall where it needs to fall, and then put your block on top of it. All right, and Stampin' Up! Has the best blocks ever. Love their, love their blocks. This then is the waves, and it is punched with the 2 1/4. I have the lemon lime twist behind it, punched with the 2 3/8 inch. All right, so that is everything we're going to need. This time when we're working on this, it will be flat, so there will be nothing that is popped up until we go to putting in the center. And then all the centers are popped up. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to get, again, our 2 3/8. We're going to find that middle, okay, where the V is, down below on both sides. And we are just going to find it, give it the best as far as centering. Now, let's talk about these punches. These punches can be difficult, and especially when we first started out, where you did a lot of punching this way. When you do it that way, your likelihood of pinching yourself is great, and it can hurt a lot. So I have gone to doing mine with both hands, because it just feels easier. The other thing that you can do is put it down on the ground and punch this way. So I will add that this time so you can get a good idea on how to do that. All right, again, find out exactly where you need to be. I put it down just a little bit. When I find that I have it right, then I press down a little bit, and if I need to change it, I can lift it up and then I press it back down. But this gives me the opportunity to really control where I'm punching from. So as I hold it here, okay, I am looking to see, are my sides even? I release just a little bit, and then I put it back down again, and that looks pretty good, and all I do is push on it. So especially people that have a little bit of arthritis, I'm coming into that age that it's arthritis, or I don't feel strong enough because of my meds, I also just push it down. When you're dealing with a thicker cardstock, this may be the easiest. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to the way I like to do it, which I put in here. Press down, look to see if it's even, both hands, and give it a punch. All right, these can be used for other objects, and you can put them together. They don't match as far as the design goes, but if you put something on top, you can always put these down, so don't let these go as wasteful. All right, from here, excuse me, we are bringing out, let me find this, we are bringing out our gingham, and we are finding our Stampin' seal. And if you've never worked with a silicone pad before, awesome! Where I just press down to start my tape, there's nothing on here. You can use your mono liquid glue. Nothing is on there. Okay, so let me see. On this last card, my bad, I forgot to tell you that this is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5.5. So now on this cardstock, that's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Okay, so just a little bit different as we put this together. Again, give you lots of different looks so you can see exactly what it is that you would like. So from here, I am going to bring these back, and no, And, oh, I did this on the last one too. All right, so this one I'm going to have to play around a little bit with. I'm going to have to do a little bit of doctoring. So I bring in my punch, excuse me, that is 2 and 1 1/4. So this one is going to be a little bit harder because I punched it at the big size instead of at the smaller size. So I'm bringing in my take a pick tool. I'm just going to kind of press this into place. And I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. There's always a way to change what you're doing. I have it there. And now this is where I'll just punch it through. All right, it's the smaller one, and then you have a small little strip that comes out. I'm going to do it with the exact same thing. And the take a pick tool just really helps me out by getting exactly where do I want this to be, and it moves without me having to do a lot. Well, anyway, I thought it did. And it just takes a little while to get this in place, and I'm sorry I forgot to cut something else out. So the computer just keeps turning on and off, and I don't understand why. But anyway, I hope the tape keeps going. All right, from here, let's bring in my I have to turn it sideways so I can see it. All right. There we go. There's one end. And there's one more to go. Yes, that's my baby. This is CT, who's crying in the background. She's my main baby who comes in while I'm stamping. All right, so from here we are going to take our liquid glue and put it on the deboss side. Bring that back in here and take that across the top. Try to center it the best you can. Yay! Take my 2 little foam adhesive sheets, and then I'm just going to stick that right in the middle. Woohoo! So we have our first one done. So now, because these are photopolymer, we're bringing in our piercing pad. All right, and with the piercing pad, you want to have a little give when you stamp. So our first thing that we're going to do is just add, because you are awesome, and this time I'm adding, or I'm stamping them in our Memento ink. There you go. I'm just going to put that right in the center as best I can. Let's try that one more time. Oh, we'll go with the first one. Just has a little bit of a halo. Don't always like the halo. Doggone it. All right, and from here, then we are going to take our stamps. I'm going to come in here first and put this piece of, or this strip down. Okay, and I like doing it on the side. I like to have something just a little bit different. Okay. Wow. And from here, let's do this down in the corner. There we go. Cute card. And from here, I'm going to take 2 envelopes, and I'm bringing back my ink pad, and I'm just going to add, oh, let's add a little bit on the back. I am just going to give it a little kick in the back. Straight down, straight up. That's what we're going for. And then move all these out of the way, and we're almost done. Here we go. Bring this on. My Stampin' Seal back on. And wrong card. I should have even noticed that. And from here, we're just going to bring this in. And we have our cards. So again, this is what the cards look like. Okay, both of the gingham. And again, they're just about exactly the same, but using the smaller gingham. So that's one card. Our second card are the cute little Zany Zoo. And we have these. And the difference is I just added the sloth on it instead of adding the swan roller skating. So that's what I did. Those are our cards today. Golly, please tell me what you think of these cards. Please leave me some comments. If you like what I'm doing, please share me with others. I really, really like that. And this will also be on Facebook just as soon as it is uploaded on my Facebook. And I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Again, my name is Kevon. My blog site is www.ktstamps.com. I do a great newsletter, so go to my blog. On the right-hand side, it will ask you for your email, and you can just go ahead and subscribe. And my goal is to create cards for you. So thank you so very much. Have a great day. Thank you for stopping by. Goodbye.